Brazil came into this tournament as one of the favorites. Morocco came in as the team that shocked the world in 2022. 80,663 people packed MetLife Stadium in New Jersey expecting a statement. What they got was a 1-1 draw, and 3 things that every football fan needs to understand before this tournament goes any further. Let's get into it. Thing 1, Brazil have a midfield problem, and it showed. Brazil are ranked 6th in the world. They have Vinícius Júnior, Rafinha, Endrick waiting on the bench. On paper, one of the most attacking squads at the entire tournament. But here's what actually happened in the first 30 minutes. Morocco were the sharper, more aggressive side. They pressed higher, they moved faster, and for long stretches, Brazil simply could not get out of their own half with any composure. The midfield looked uncomfortable. Casemiro, one of the most decorated defensive midfielders of his generation, struggled against Morocco's pressing and movement. He was booked before halftime. So was Roger Ibanez. The goal that gave Morocco the lead was a genuine team move. Brahim Diaz found space in the center circle and threaded a precise through ball between Brazil's center backs. Ismael Saibari ran onto it, stayed completely calm, and chipped Alisson Becker with the confidence of a player who belonged on this stage. Ancelotti made his call at halftime. Both Casemiro and Ibanez, already on yellow cards, were replaced by Fabinho and Danilo. And to Brazil's credit, they were significantly better after the break. Ancelotti's adjustments gave them more structure. Morocco, who had dictated the first half, now had to defend for sustained periods. Brazil created chances. They pressed for a winner, but the equalizer had already come before halftime. Vinícius cutting inside from the left, shifting his weight and rifling a right-footed shot into the top corner. His 10th international goal, his 50th Brazil appearance. Absolute world class. One moment of individual brilliance kept Brazil level. But one player cannot carry a midfield through 5 knockout rounds. Vinícius said it himself after the match. We started off on a really bad note. Conceding that first goal made everything difficult. Brazil faced Haiti next, then Scotland. Both winnable. But the midfield question does not go away, and Ancelotti will know better than anyone that in the knockout rounds, you cannot afford 30 minutes like that first half. Thing 2. Morocco are not a 2022 fairy tale. They are a programmed. 4 years ago, Morocco reached the semifinals and the football world called it a miracle, a one-off. The stars aligned and it happened once and it would never happen again. Saturday told a very different story. Morocco didn't just hold Brazil, they outplayed them for the first 30 minutes of a World Cup group game, the only match in the entire first round between 2 teams ranked inside FIFA's top 10. That is not luck. That is a team that knows exactly who they are. The goal was excellent, the pressing was relentless, and the numbers back it up. Ismael Saibari, scorer, pressing machine, applied 100 pressures during the match. That is the joint highest by any single player in a match at this World Cup so far. Level with Paraguay's Andres Cubas. 100 pressures in one game. That tells you everything about the work rate Morocco demand from every single player in their system. Then there is Ayyoub Bouaddi, 18 years old, an Arsenal transfer target, making his World Cup debut in the most high-profile game of the opening round against Brazil's midfield and looking completely at ease. Not overwhelmed, not cautious, comfortable. He was one of the standout performers of the entire opening match day. And Achraf Hakimi. Saturday was his 11th World Cup appearance for Morocco, equaling the all-time record for any African player in World Cup history, level with Cameroon's Francois Omambiik and Ghana's Asamoah Gyan. On the same day he made that record appearance, he was one of Morocco's most dangerous players going forward. Here's the context that makes all of this even more significant. Morocco's coach Mohamed Ouabi has never managed a senior team before this tournament. Every analyst flagged that as the biggest risk factor for Morocco in 2026. But what Saturday showed is that the foundation built under Walid Regragui is still completely intact. The system is in their muscle memory. The identity didn't leave with the coach. Morocco plays Scotland next. Based on what we saw on Saturday, Scotland have a serious problem. Thing 3. The American summer is already deciding matches, and it will decide more. This one is not about tactics or squad selection, but it might be the most important thing we learned from the entire opening weekend. Kickoff in New Jersey was 6 p.m. local time. Temperature 31 degrees Celsius, 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Direct sun for much of the first half. 80,663 people in that stadium generating heat of their own. By the second half, both teams were visibly running less. The intensity that defined the opening 30 minutes, Morocco's relentless pressing, Brazil's counter-attacking bursts, had dropped. That is not a tactical decision. That is what 31 degrees does to a human body over 90 minutes of elite football. Morocco coach Bouaddi acknowledged it directly after the match. He said the heat affected his players and was a significant factor in the second half. And then the moment that could define Morocco's entire group stage. Yassine Bounou, Morocco's goalkeeper, took a heavy collision with Rafinha late in the match and picked up a shoulder injury. He was seen receiving treatment from medical staff. Morocco will be assessing his condition ahead of their next match against Scotland. Bounou is not just Morocco's goalkeeper, he is their last line. In 2022, he made saves in the quarterfinal against Portugal that changed the course of that match. His presence, or absence, changes Morocco's defensive structure in a way that no other player in their squad can compensate for. This is what the American summer demands. 31 degrees, high humidity, short recovery windows between group games, FIFA mandated cooling breaks during matches, and you can see why. The teams that manage their squad rotations, their physical load, and their injury situations carefully will still be standing in the knockout rounds. The teams that don't, won't be. Final scoreline, Brazil 1, Morocco 1. On paper, a fair result. 2 top 10 teams, an open first half, a tighter second, points shared. But underneath that scoreline, a Brazil midfield exposed for 30 minutes that one world-class goal papered over, a Morocco program proving that 2022 was the beginning, not the peak, and a physical environment that is already shaping squads before the group stage is even finished. 48 teams. This tournament is just getting started. Thanks for watching. Now, subscribe my channel for more 3-thing videos for the upcoming World Cup matches.